Well, back at it again on the Firebird project here, 68 Firebird convertible. I was doing a little cleanup on it here, getting ready to pull the interior. I guess they plucked the interior from the bird, and I originally thought this was a manual top car. I didn't spend a lot of time studying, but I looked under the dash originally, and I didn't see the switch, so I didn't think much of it. When I poked my head in the trunk behind the seat, there's a pump and some lines. Now, there's no fluid in it, but so I came back up to the front, and lo and behold, digging around up inside the dash, I found the switch. Now, for those who don't know, 68 or 67, 68 Firebirds, and probably even Camaros too, the switch for the power top should be mounted right here in this hole where all that crud is at. So originally, like I said, I dismissed the fact that maybe it was a power top, but I started digging around up beside the dash after finding the pump. And lo and behold, hold my mouth right, there's a switch. And the even better part was I hit the switch, and I don't know if you can hear that or not, the motor even runs. So I'm gonna go down the path of fill a thing full of fluid, bleed it out, and see if we get this top to go up and down. Now the best way to access the pump, and it's behind that seat back there, so I'll get the seat base out of here, take the seat back out, and see about getting some access to that pump and putting some fluid in it and bleeding it out. Got the top down here, get a little more shoulder room to get underneath here, but to get this back seat out, there's two bolts, one here, and then one there. Take that lower two bolts out there, and then you get the back of the seat out. Guess while we're here, yeah, she's pretty crusty. That was the crunching sound you heard in the other video. This floor is gonna need some patching. But that's gonna be one of my next steps. I figured I'm gonna play with the top first. I kind of got excited about the idea that it's a power top. But the thing about it is, it was disabled on purpose. That switch was tucked up inside the dash. So I suspect you probably got a leak, pretty gnarly leak somewhere. And since it had a bad leak, instead of fixing it, someone probably just disabled it. I got the pump pulled up so I could actually try to fill it up, but obviously we know the one line was not connected. But as I was digging around in here, this line is also not connected. This one goes to one of the cylinders. So looking down in here in the hole, the passenger side, well, there is no cylinder on the passenger side. You can see where the lines are supposed to be mounted up. They're not there. So I think what actually happened was we had a cylinder failure. Instead of someone fixing it, they just disabled the system. So I'm gonna put down a list of things to do to get fixed up. I suppose now I've gotten this far, just to, I guess, discovered I can't do much with the power top. Mine's to go ahead and continue to get the rest of the interior torn out of here. And then really get a good assessment of that floor. I suppose let the fun begin. Get that all ripped out and see what we got to work with. I suppose now it's time for the unpleasantries of pulling this carpet up, but the other thing to kind of keep in mind is when your shifter's been disabled, that little push button release, and you bump with the console, it tends to start rolling if it's on a grade. So I guess use caution. Put some bricks under the tire maybe. Should have been a good decision at this point, but I'm gonna tear this carpet out and see what we got. Ugh. carpet's out. Smells about 5% better in here, so we're making some improvements in that direction. But I think there's some metal laid on the floor here. There's a few more holes than I thought there was going to be, but all repairable. Anyway, got the carpet all torn out here, sound deadener pulled up, and then kind of quick look around here. I'll get you a look around here too, but it's a little worse than I thought it was going to be. Now, it's not beyond repair. I have fixed a whole heck of a lot worse. Check out the Transmarauto video. I think it's episode 3 or whatever. One of the earlier episodes that I did about a car that was a convertible, first gen. Nearly rusted in half when you open the door. So this doesn't scare me or intimidate me, but a little more work than I was anticipating, but it's going to make a real nice car for somebody when we're done here. So let me get you flipped around here. I'll let you guys see what I'm seeing, and we'll kind of give it an assessment here. All right, well, I got the floor all swept up, got all the sound deadening material out of there, and I'd say all the big chunks out of it. Get you a close-up, but driver's side rocker panel, the whole inside, nice tight seam still, looks real nice. So driver's side rocker panel, we kind of knew it was already good to begin with, so I'm still give it an A+. The floor pan, a little rough. We know about the floor pan back here, a little rough. And then the back here, a little bit of blistering right here. So I think a whole one-piece floor pan is going to be the way to go, but the part's disappointing. Let me get you in here a little closer is the passenger side. We knew the rocker panel was a little sad from the climb under the car and looking at it, but it's actually worse than I thought. The whole entire inner rocker, it's supposed to be consuming this space right here. Well, non-existent. Now that's one of the inner pieces that's good. Outer shell's good. We had one little spot here was kind of sad. So I think getting the floor out, you need to go a little further assessing on that one. That might end up needing an entire rocker panel, because even here, this is, you know, mouse crud and dirt and road grime from years of operation. So it might need a passenger side rocker panel, because even when you get back here, same thing. Pretty holy. Now, the part that's kind of interesting is up here is good. It's kind of like the inner rocker is mostly all the damage. So definitely an inner rocker panel, complete floor pan. I'm going to replace this seat base only because she's a little rusty here. So one seat base, mostly passenger side damage. The toe board's a little hole in the corner right there, so that may get that just that repair section here in the bottom. The driver's side, just real rusty, scaly surface crud. So I'm thinking most of my damage is all down the passenger side. We got the trunk cleaned out too. Got all the garbage swept up out of here, and then whatever's left from mice and whatever crud they left in here, looking a lot better. The only thing we found on the trunk floor is there's a bit of a hole there, probably just maybe some small patchwork in here and here. But other than that, the trunk floor is in really great condition. So I think at this point, probably just some minor patching and call it good. Well, everybody, we got the interior all plucked out of the bird, and of course the disgusting smell went with it. So of course you kind of hope that it would, seeing there's nothing left on the inside. So we got a plan now to doctor up the floor. I'm going to do a little more structural repair than I originally anticipated, but we knew it had a little damage, but a little more than I thought. I guess the next step would be then, while we're waiting for those floor pans to get here, we're going to work underneath the hood, get that water pump taken care of, the carburetor issue, and maybe, you know, clean up the engine bay a little bit, make it look a little better and more presentable for good driver quality. So, and of course, if you like what you're seeing, help us out. Hit the subscribe button, you know, and of course, share it with your friends is even better. And of course, hit the old like button. The old YouTube likes it when you do that, and it helps us out too and keeps us going. Of course, that's going to wrap us up for this time around. So we appreciate you keeping and following along with us, and we'll see you next time.